Shabbat Shalom. Glad to be here with all of you. Beautiful and full, full-ish shul tonight. And I'm sure there are many more that have joined us online, so welcome to all of you. This Shabbat, we are in a new book of the Torah, Parshat Bamidbar. Last week, if you were in shul, you would have heard us chant the words, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Be strong, and may we strengthen one another. As we ended the last book, and we begin this week with the new book of Bamidbar. As we begin the new book, Bamidbar, a book that opens somewhat unexpectedly with a census, a long list of names and numbers, and a counting of the people. At first glance, census taking can feel dry and administrative, but perhaps there is something deeply spiritual hidden within this act of counting. As we enter Bamidbar, we also find ourselves in the midst of the Omer, counting also, each day between Pesach and Shavuot. Day by day, week by week, we move toward revelation, toward the receiving of Torah, toward becoming the community that we aspire to be. Counting, in Jewish tradition, is never really only mathematical. It's purposeful, intentional, and sacred. To count something is to acknowledge that it matters. And maybe that's the deeper message connecting the census of Bamidbar to the counting of the Omer this year. That counting is really all about inclusion. In the message of the Torah census, everyone has a place within the unfolding story of the community. The census is not simply about numbers, it's about belonging, about reminding the Bnei Israel that they matter enough to be counted. Today, perhaps our communities are called to undertake a slightly different kind of census. Not one concerned with statistics and membership totals, but one rooted in presence and care. A census that asks, who feels welcome here? Who feels seen? Who has been forgotten, overlooked, left standing at the edges? Who is missing from our tables, our sanctuaries, our conversations? This kind of counting asks more of us than just recording names on a list. It asks us to notice one another, to create communities expansive enough for people to arrive as they are, with their questions, identities, doubts, hopes, families, loneliness, joys, and individuality. The Omer itself models this beautifully. Jewish tradition could simply tell us that Shavuot arrives 7 weeks after Pesach. But instead, we count every single day. We pause to acknowledge each step of the journey. Each day matters, and each person matters. And perhaps this is where Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek truly means as the backdrop to Bamidbar. Strength is not found merely in numbers, but in how we hold one another. We strengthen ourselves by strengthening the community, by making room, by widening the circle. This week, as the storms rattled Cape Town, I was asked to do exactly this, to recognize who is my community and who needs my help in this moment. Of course, I don't just mean my Jewish community, but rather all my overlapping communities in my life. And when I got the text on Monday morning as the storm hit that read, "Our roof blew off shack, please help," I needed to do some inter-community weaving. And it took a week-long hustle to connect my home community, my faith community, my social community, my work community all together. And, well, if you haven't already seen or received a text from me, this is where they all interconnect. I am doing a collection for someone that I care about so dearly. Oh, sorry. who suffered in the storm, and I would love anyone who's able to help to raise money to rebuild her shack so that she can continue in a very, very basic lifestyle after the crazy storm that hit. And I know that there are so many more that have suffered and so many more that are helping as well. So if you haven't yet, come chat to me after the service or reach out if you're able to. But really what this is all about is connecting communities. And this week's parashah does exactly that. It gently challenges us to look around with honesty and compassion. Who is our community? Who should be our community? Is everyone okay? And is anyone missing? Because the holiest communities are not necessarily the largest ones, but the ones where people know that they matter. Sorry. Wow. And perhaps that's the sacred work of the season of the Omer, not only counting the days until Revelation, but making sure that along the way, every person knows that they too are counted. Shabbat Shalom. We're all going to take a moment and breathe. And we're going to do exactly that. We're going to count the Omer. You'll find the blessings on page 570, and we'll meet there in a moment.